I haven't been sleeping particularly well, just out of anxiety and also just work to do. But it's been going well, and that actually should scare me more than anything else, because when things go this well, this long, it's like, okay, something terrible is going to happen. But of late, the calls have been really, really good, surprising, actually. And I'll show what I mean by that in a sec. But my supposition yesterday after that extraordinary rise was that, well, this is the bull trap of all time. And I said so. Those of you follow me on Twitter, I was pretty clear about that. And it was quite the trap, as a goodly portion of yesterday's pop dropped. And naturally, the pop itself was predicated upon, they made the solemn pledge about, Duke, I'm doing a show. I've got at least 4 people watching me. Come on. So yeah, like, we're going to stick by the tariffs and, Hank tough. And it's going to be, just, a little better than the patient needs to be. Baby, come here. Come here. I got a massive audience space. They could all fit in this room. And they didn't. They folded like a lawn chair, and the market celebrated that limp decision. And but nothing's really changed. I mean, like I said before any of that happened, don't think that the tariffs are the only reason the market's weak. And we've got earnings season coming up too, so that should be interesting. Let's jump into the charts, because this is a crazy market we're dealing with here. We begin with a spider. This was the gap, and we didn't quite seal it. We exploded on record volume, and an absolutely, I think it was like the second biggest rise in market history in one day, or something like that. There have been amazing records set. Hey, hello. It's partly reversed. As you can see, we've got this big spinning top going on right now. The market's been just wiggling all over the place. Very dynamic. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that, we were dealing with this. Look at this. Little bit up, little bit down, little bit up, little bit down, tiny little ranges. Just everyone's just falling asleep, and the VIX is at 13, etc. Not anymore. It is just unchecked mayhem. Now, I could probably just sit on this chart for the rest of the show, and that would be good enough, but I won't do that. I just want to talk about this. This is the ES chart with Fibonacci's. And what happened was, back on the 7th, which was here, there's the 7th, way down there, I said 5537. I did a post about it. I talked about it, and what I was yakking about was just one simple line, which is right there, the top of that pink zone, 5537. And I said, if the market gods smile upon us and we can get the high, it will be like a gift from heaven. 5537. I said it on the 7th. How high did we get yesterday? 5528.25. I've done the math. That is 99.85%, correct? So almost perfect, almost perfect. And then, after a extra little burst after the close yesterday, just a little extra power, things started to get a little bit wonky and weakened. And the cool part is, the amazing part, check this out. Look at where today's bottom is. Look at where the Fibonacci is. I laid these lines. These lines were laid down months ago. It's not like I went in here and cheated afterwards and, made it pretend and so forth. This is anchored to major highs and lows, and the fib here is 5148, and the low today was 5146.75. So again, just almost exactly perfect. So today, that is to say, when I say the word today, the ES trading over the past however many hours since 3 p.m. PST yesterday has been an almost perfect traverse of one fib to another, which is really cool, but a little hard to trade right now because we're right in the middle of that range. So like, okay, what do we do? And my reaction to that is keep an eye on the big picture. That's the big picture. The big picture is a big old top. The big picture is leadership that's, what's a kind way to put this, rather vacillating and capricious. And that's helpful for the bears. So that's what I think about it. So I'm staying put. So short I could jump off a nickel. And I got short yesterday. I again thank sweet baby Jesus that the announcement about the limp-wristed surrender of the tariffs came during market hours and not in the middle of the night. So thanks, Donnie. Moving on. Now this is extraordinary. The VIX is still sky high. Amazing. It was at one of the highest levels in history yesterday. It's still kind of hanging out there. Wow. You auction sellers are probably having a ball. So the ETFs, diamonds. The diamonds pierced its multi-decade trend line during all the mayhem over the past few days. Gaps. There's just gaps all over the place because of all this crazy action and all these crazy overnight moves. Gaps. I love gaps. Trump loves tariffs. I love gaps. He loves them until he doesn't like it anymore. Here's IDA until the billionaire bond guys slamming Bill Ackman, just get rid of that stuff. Here's IWM. It has been banging around like crazy. Look at this. Look at this range. Tremendous. Day after day, just swinging all over the place. Some people are getting killed. Some people are making a lot. This is like I say, tough market to trade, because it's not like the bears are winning. Ask them yesterday how they did. The bears are winning or the bulls are winning. No, a combination of skill and luck and grace all come together. That's the only folks who are winning. So it's not like one side or the other. This is hard. Here's the cubes. They went exploding right beneath this massive overhead supply. And, as with everything else, have given up a chunk of yesterday's move. Semiconductors are down. And so, those bold enough, I wasn't among them, but those bold enough to buy SOXS yesterday, the leverage bearish on semiconductors, it was up about 25% when I checked last. So semiconductors are getting zapped. XLB, materials. Look at this. Here's the diamond top, which was quite prescient in calling the fall. It's like so many other things. And once we broke down, and then we just collapsed down, hit this zone, went blasting higher, didn't quite close the gap, and now we're kind of in no man's land between the two of them. It's like Apocalypse Now, Colonel Kilgore. The line that I'm thinking of is, someday this war is going to end. That's how I feel. That's a shame. Because I'm exhausted. I'm working my tail off for you and me. But this is fun. Yeah. Good heavens, I'd rather do this than talk about, well, there was another lifetime high today and the S&P closed up 2 points. And oh my God. So boring. This short stock's the best fun you have with your clothes on, honestly. XLF, financials. This sealed the gap beautifully. There's the horizontal right there, and there's the gap, and we went zipping higher. Just about, well, we did seal it yesterday, opened even a little stronger, and that's what killed me, because I wish I had an extra hour of trading yesterday, because I wanted so badly to just enter a bunch of positions, but I just ran out of time. So all I managed to do was to short some big ETFs after hours, but there were so many opportunities. I had before all this, I had maybe 20 items in what I call my bear pen, which are prospective short positions. When I was done charting last night, I had 50, and they were strong. So unfortunately, a lot of positions I got into this morning as fast as my little fingers could type. Not great prices. They would have been much better yesterday, but can only move so fast. EFA, This one collapsed and then blasted higher, and now it's also within a staggeringly large range. It may be months before this all kind of like the dust really settles down. I mean, when will the VIX be back down at 14 or something? The summer, maybe August. I don't know. It's going to take a long time for people to like trust the market at all again. Japan, EWJ, gaps, gaps, gaps. They're all over the place. Look at this. Look at this gap here. Look how deliciously close we came today to sealing that. Is that beautiful? Absolutely magnificent. What has been our theme? What has been the core thesis of this show? Long precious metals, short equities. Ratio charts, you've seen them a million times. I will not show them to you again because you've seen them enough. That just keeps working. Gold, up, triple digits again today. Blasting higher. Sticking a knitting needle in Powell's eye. You know, your worthless dollars, junk. Precious metals, peaches and cream, doing just fine. So God bless it. Miners also doing well, which is, you know, it's one of the few sectors that's prospering today. XME, which is kind of not so precious, is falling hard. This is one of my shorts. And speaking of ratio charts, you've seen this a few thousand times. Boy, is this working out or what? The long-term XME GDX chart, the ratio chart, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Long-term, predictable, reliable, long history. So history's repeating itself. I have seconds left and lots more charts to show you, but I'll just bang through one or two or three or four. The Russell 2000, it's banging between the fibs as well, but I consider this line to be the key neckline, if you will. That's where we peaked yesterday. The NASDAQ 100, I think I will, you know, if God willing things keep falling, this trend line is key to support. The CompQ, the NASDAQ composite, here too, this trend line is key support. You know, the CPI came in quite cool this morning, which helped a teeny little bit. I don't think there's any big news tomorrow, so it's just going to all be just pablum from DC and then just human emotions flying all over the place. The SOX, the semiconductors, tremendous range here. Fundamental breakdown in the whole sector continues. Lots and lots of room more to fall. Tremendous amount more room to fall. OEX has already broken its October 2022 trend line. And the transports, what I'll say of this, because this doesn't really lend itself to analysis, what I'll say of the transports is this is quite indicative of the perception that our economy is in serious trouble, because moving stuff around is like kind of like where it all begins. The fact that this is so calamitous is important. And finally, I'll finally get out of here, and sorry to step on the show in front of me. I try not to. Bitcoin has been robust. It has not broken the $73,500 level I've been talking about, to its credit. If it does, look out below, not just for Michael Saylor MicroStrategy, but for equities also. Hasn't happened yet. Bitcoin is held firm. Maybe that speaks well of Bitcoin. Maybe it will never break that level. I don't know.